Okay, thank you so much. So what worries us most as Zambia Police Service is, emanates from the risks that, journalists may face. It could be, harassment, it could be cases of assault, or it could be incidents of, arbitrary arrests. So these are some of the risks that we are worried about as police, and that's what worries us mostly as Zambia Police Service whenever we are in a period like this one. Oh yes, the last electoral period, that was 2021, indeed we recorded a number of incidents, affecting, journalists. In this case, we had the incidents of some members of political parties storming radio stations. It's a situation where, this journalist is hosting a guest at this radio station, and then those people that may not be happy with the guest who is being featured on that radio program, politically, it will be political elements, would go to this radio station, storm the radio station, as well as harass the journalist who is interviewing this person, and just disrupt the entire program. And then we also had the incidents where some journalists in Chipata, as well as in Wapula province, and another incident I think in Eastern province as well, other than Chipata, where we had some attacks or assault on the journalist. But we are happy that this year it's a different scenario. A very big improvement, for that matter. If I remember very well, this year, it's one incident of, assault occasioning actual bodily harm that happened here in Lusaka, Chilanga district to be specific, where this journalist was harassed whilst, covering a rally for a certain political party. And then we also had another incident in Mpongwe, a district. So if I remember very well, I think it's less than 3 incidents where, journalists were affected. The first thing is to understand the event that you are going to cover. I'm about to embark on this assignment. I'm covering, a political rally for this, political party. First of all, is the issue of safety and security. You do a due diligence in terms of ensuring that you are safe and identify certain possible risks that may emanate out of you covering such an event, as well as putting up preventive measures on how you can, avoid or prevent yourself being a victim to such. And then from there, you embark on a journey now to go and cover that event. Is it a rally? Who is there? How many people are attending that rally? Where am I standing, first of all? What am I wearing as a journalist? Because you may be going to cover a rally and whose color, for instance, in terms of branding of that political party, the color is white, and we're also wearing a white t-shirt. So in case of in case of any incidents, you may be labeled as politically inclined to a certain political party just by virtue of what you are wearing, as well as being attacked in case of anything. So that's what we need to do first of all, ensure that you do due diligence, put safety precautions first before you embark on a mission to go and cover any event. Yeah, there are certain electoral events or maybe activities where accreditation may be needed. For instance, at a polling center, for instance. It's a polling center where you need to go and check what is happening. Definitely on that one you need accreditation from Electoral Management Body, and in this case, Electoral Commission of Zambia. But these other activities, I doubt we will need any accreditation. But it depends on the nature of the function. The organizers as well may need the accreditation and the like. But largely what we know as Zambia Police Service is during the poll day itself, as well as the places where they are doing the totaling of results. Inevitably, accreditation will be needed for such an event. First, indeed, get in touch with the police. Find out from the police, is it an SOS call? Call the police. And the numbers, we've been sharing the numbers for the police, 9010 or 9011. Simply, if you don't have any number of the officer in charge of the police station or any number of a police officer, simply dial 9010 or 911, 9011, 9010, 9011. These are the numbers that one can use in case of any emergencies. And then from there as well, keep in touch or inform the people at the office where you're coming from, your assigning editor or any senior most person, call them, inform them about this incident. But first thing, inform the police. Thank you so much. Indeed, we have issues like violence, for instance. You at a rally, you would see people intending to fight. That's a red flag. You are going to a place and you see that, members of the community, there's this anxiety amongst members of the community. That is a red flag. The people are commenting against, maybe not happy with regard to the media institution you're coming from, because there's this perception of the media being polarized. Okay, we don't want a person from this media house to come and cover a rally because they belong to such a political party, or the other way around. So in such a case, if you see maybe intents coming out, if you see threats coming out, that's a red flag. The best is move out of such a place and quickly call the police or call the office so that you are rescued from, you are removed from such a hostile environment. Very, very, very simple. We are easily accessible as Zambia Police Service. Our police stations are dotted everywhere, and we've given the number that one can call for the police, 9010. That's the number, 9011, or call any police officer or the public relations office. At least each and every, I think, a journalist has a number for the public relations office at Zambia Police Service, or a commanding officer of a province, or officer commanding of a district, or officer in charge of a station. Any of these senior officers, it's advisable that you call them. And in case you don't have a number for these senior officers that I've mentioned, it's important that you keep their numbers. In case of any emergencies, these are the people that you're going to call for your safety. Yes, first thing is police officers to check who is involved, in that incident, who are the protesters, and do we have maybe reporters amongst people covering this event. We need to take note of that. So in an event that we identify that this is a journalist or a reporter here, then definitely we tell our officers, we tell our operatives, we tell our supervisors, those commanding certain operations, that they need to take note of the presence or no of the journalists, during such an event. So quickly, our officers will be guided and then offer that protection. That's what you need to do. Hence, this is the reason why we say it's always important that when you arrive in an operational environment, let your presence be known by the commander on the ground or the officer in charge commanding such an operation. It's always important so that you are incorporated in their operational planning. Whoever is in uniform, at polling station we assign police officers. We have police officers at each and every polling station. So it's within the vicinity of the polling station. Just rush to that police officer who is covering that event, and then definitely assistance will be rendered to you. If it's very difficult, there's no officer nearby, we've given the numbers, or call the officer in charge or any police officer, then definitely we'll put up measures in ensuring your safety and security. We've already put up that number, 9011. That's the number. We've put this number specifically for emergencies, 9011. Just dial 9011. That's the emergency number in case of any eventualities. First of all, seek accreditation from the Electoral Commission of Zambia. I'm sure our counterparts ECZ have put something in place in ensuring that accreditation is done. And once you've done that, then definitely that's a passport for you to cover certain event or what is happening. So first of all, keep in touch with the Electoral Commission of Zambia, as well as upon arrival at such a place, the presiding officer or returning officer. Definitely these officials will guide you what needs to be done. It's a presiding officer, or is it a returning officer, or any official, ECZ official, or any electoral officer at such an event. Get in touch with them, then definitely you'll be guided what needs to be done. Yes, in our 2026, that's Zambia Police 2026 Electoral Security Plan, our plan is comprehensive, and this plan has taken note of all polling stations within Zambia, or constituencies actually. We've done we've taken note of all the constituencies in Zambia, parliamentary constituencies. And in our plan, we've segmented these constituencies into risk levels. We have those that are low risk, we have those constituencies that are medium risk, and those constituencies that are higher risk. And we've taken note of such. So unfortunately, I cannot disclose. We may end up now, promoting that anxiety amongst the constituents in those areas. But we've taken note of these areas, and the deployment of police officers will be done in accordance. The number of police officers to be deployed in these areas will be done in accordance with the risk levels in terms of political violence. Be set, be ready. First of all, avoid misinformation. I think it's an important aspect. You avoid misinformation. Maintain that patience and follow the proceedings. Get official results from the electoral management body. Those are what we call official results. Wait for those official results and anticipate anything in case maybe there are one or two people that may not be happy with the results. They may intend to take to the streets. Right? And we're not saying that anyone should go to the streets, but in case there are those who may agitate, there are those who may not feel happy, instead of following the legal or laid down procedures, they may want to incite people so that they get to the streets. And inevitably what can come out of this are demonstrations. And how to cover demonstrations, it depends. You know what you're supposed to wear as a journalist, to ensure that you put on your media vest, as well as any safety precautions. That's what you need to do, especially period after, after polling and immediately before election results are announced. So much, get in touch with the police for your safety. It's always important. Seek advice where to cover such an event from. Are you supposed to be amongst the crowd, or are you supposed to be amongst the police officers, or are you supposed to be on the sides? So police officers are going to guide you. So the safest way is to be on the sides. It could be police officers facing rioters, and at 180 degrees. In this case, you need to be on the sides or be on the side of the police officer, and wearing safety, a kit, PPE, is always important, and well labeled, a vest, media vest, is always important, so that police officers can easily, identify you in case of any emergencies. First of all, understand the culture, procedures in the police. We try by all means to ensure that journalists understand our culture as Zambia Police Service, how we operate, and our formations, what happens in terms of command and control, who is in charge, get to know the supervisor, and that's the person you need to approach. We also have operatives. These are police officers that we've deployed on the ground, and we have middle supervisors as well as top supervisors. And these are the people that you need to report to. Your presence is known, as well as understanding the role of the police. What is it that you can cover during such an event, and what is that you cannot cover, and explain what you are doing there so that police officers understand and they are not maybe perceived the other way around. So what is more important here is the issue of cooperation, understanding each other, and mutual respect is always important. When talking to a police officer, be sober. Okay, be moderate in your language, as well as police officers. We say respect is, should be reciprocate. That's the same thing. We tell our officers to be courtesy in whoever, to maintain that courtesy whenever they're attending to someone. So equally, you as a journalist have that courtesy when talking or approaching police officers, and do not be confrontational. Otherwise, it may result in unnecessary confusions.